Yes, my dear students, today's topic is Erikson theory of psychosocial development. So to start with the story, Erik Erikson, he was a stage theorist who took Freud's controversial theory of psychosexual development and modified it as a psychosocial theory. So the word used, stage theorist. This is about several famous psychologists including Freud, Erikson, Piaget, Kohlberg. They describe development as a series of stages. A stage is a period in development in which people exhibit typical behavior patterns and they establish particular capacities in that period of development. Erikson emphasized that the ego makes positive contribution to development by mastering the attitudes, ideas and skill at each stage of development. So the word ego, the ego makes the positive contribution in learning different skills, mastering attitudes, mastering the ideas. Erikson model of psychosocial development is helpful for child development and adults too. Erikson first published his 8-stage theory of human development in his 1950 book Childhood and Society, and the chapter featuring the model was titled The 8 Ages of Men. So various terms these are used to describe Erikson model. For example, Erikson biopsychosocial theory. Here bio refers to biological, means life. Erikson human developmental cycle or life cycle. All refer to the same 8 stages of psychosocial theory. So the word psychosocial is Erikson's term and means this is psychological, that is mind, and social here means relationships. So Erikson used particular words to represent each psychosocial crisis. According to psychosocial theory, we experience 8 stages of development over our lifespan, that is from infancy through late adulthood. And at each stage there is a crisis or task that we need to resolve. If we are successful in completing this task, then we are healthy and we are competent and we are having a good personality. If we have failed to master these tasks, these leads to feelings of inadequacy. Now we start with the following stages or psychosocial crisis, or we can say psychosocial modalities. The first one is trust versus mistrust. So this stage or psychosocial crisis is similar to the oral stage of Freud's psychosocial development. This state has the following characteristics. These are: first one, it starts from birth to 12 months of age. Infants, they must learn that adults can be trusted. So we can say it corresponds to the infancy period of life stage with the age range of 0 to 1.5 years. The infant will develop a healthy balance between trust and mistrust if fed and cared and not overprotected. So this occurs when adults meet a child's basic needs for survival. The adults, they have to give the basic needs of the child for his proper survival. Infants, they are dependent upon their caregivers. So caregivers who are responsive, who are sensitive to their infant's needs, help their baby to develop a sense of trust. Their baby will see the world as a safe and predictable place. And if they are unresponsive, the caregivers, they are unresponsive, who do not meet their baby's needs, they can engender feelings of anxiety, fear, mistrust, and their baby may see the world as unpredictable. And if infants, they are treated cruelly or their needs are not met appropriately, they will likely grow up with a sense of mistrust for people in the world. Moreover, we can say that when a child solves the conflict between trust versus mistrust successfully, then a psychosocial strength is produced, which is known as hope. Hope is a psychosocial strength with the help of which a child can understand his cultural environments and self-entity meaningfully. So developing trust is the first task of the ego and it is never complete. The balance of trust with mistrust that depends largely on the quality of maternal relationship. Then comes the second stage, autonomy versus shame and doubt. So this stage of autonomy and shame that lasts from 2 to 3 years. Autonomy here means self-reliance. It includes the freedom of ideas and self-activity. Shame and doubt means what they say, वो क्या कहेंगे, inhibition in self-expression and to develop one's own idea. So the child here wants to develop his own ideas. This stage resembles Freud's anal stage. This stage has the following features. This is independence of thoughts. It denied autonomy. The child will turn against himself or herself, urges to manipulate and want to discriminate. Third one, the shame develops with child self-consciousness. The child remains inspired by his new locomotor skills. And when a child develops trust, then the traits like autonomy and self-control, they are developed in this second stage. Moreover, in this stage, neuromuscular maturity, social discrimination, verbalization capacity that develop. And in addition to this, children develop the sense of shame when parents they don't allow them to do a task because they are too young or they are too small. As a result of this, other psychosocial attitudes develop. What are these? Such as self-doubt, powerlessness, and more. So after establishing a balance between shame and autonomy, a new psychosocial strength develops, which is known as willpower. It is such a strength which enables the children to do a task according to their interest after gaining autonomy. So, this is the stage autonomy versus shame and doubt, which develops the strength of willpower. Here we are taking an example to explain this stage autonomy versus shame, and the example is, we might observe a budding sense of autonomy in a 2-year-old child who wants to choose her clothes and dress herself. Although her outfits might not be appropriate for the situation, her input which she is giving in such basic decisions has an effect on her sense of independence, her freedom, her choices. And if denied the opportunity to act on her environment, she may begin to doubt her abilities, and which could lead to low self-esteem and feelings of shame. The next one is initiative versus guilt. Now, once the child reaches the preschool stage, that is the age between 3 to 6 years, they are capable of initiating activities and asserting control over their world through their social interactions and play. So, according to Erikson, preschool children must resolve the task of initiative versus guilt by learning to plan and achieve goals while interacting with others. Preschool children, they can master this task. So initiative, a sense of ambition, taking responsibility that occurs when parents allow a child to explore within limits and then support the child's choice. So these children, they will develop self-confidence and they feel a sense of purpose. Those who are unsuccessful at this stage with their initiative, that is misfiguring or stifled by over-controlling parents, they may develop feelings of guilt. The next stage is industry versus inferiority. So this fourth stage starts at the age of 6 years and continues up to 11 to 12 years. And this resembles with Freud's psychosexual developmental stage latency period. This stage has the following features. At this stage, children they learn primary skills of culture through the formal education. They begin to compare themselves with their peers to see how they measure up. They develop a sense of pride, accomplishment in their schoolwork, sports, social activities, family life, or they feel inferior and inadequate because they feel that they don't measure up. And if children they do not learn to get along with others, or they have a negative experiences at home or with peers, they will develop an inferiority complex during this adolescent and adulthood stage. In this stage, teachers begin to take an important role in the child's life as they teach the child specific skills. And if the child cannot develop the specific skills, they feel society is demanding and they are not developing those skills, then they may develop a sense of inferiority. Success in this stage will lead to the virtue of competency, which means proper use of physical and intellectual capacities in completing a task. Now the next stage is identity versus role confusion. This is the fifth stage of psychosocial development, which is considered to be very important, and this stage ranges from 12 years to 19 or 20 years. This stage has the following main features. During adolescence, the transition from childhood to adulthood is most important, as we know. Children become more independent and they begin to look at the future in terms of career, relationship, families, housing, etc. So the individual wants to belong to a society and wants to fit in. So this is a major stage in development where the child has to learn the roles he will occupy as an adult. It is during this stage that the adolescents they will re-examine their identity and they try to find out exactly who he or she is. So adolescents they struggle with questions such as who am I? What do I want to do with my life? So most adolescents they try on many different selves to see which ones fit. They explore various roles and ideas, they set goals and they attempt to discover their adult selves. So adolescents who are successful at this stage, they have a strong sense of identity. They are able to remain true to their beliefs and values in the face of problems and other people perspectives. And when adolescents are apathetic, they do not make a conscious search for identity. They are pressured to conform to their parents' ideas for the future, and they may develop a weak sense of self and experience role confusion. So they will be unsure of their identity. They are confused about their future. So teenagers who struggle to adopt a positive role will likely struggle to find themselves as adults. The next stage is intimacy versus isolation. So this is the sixth stage and continues from 20 to 30 or 40 years. So it has the following features. In this stage, after getting married, a person enters his early family life. Adolescent starts earning his livelihood after involving himself in some job or profession. In this stage, he is in reality ready to establish social, sexual and intimate relationships with others. After they develop a sense of self in adolescence, they are ready to share life with others. However, if other stages have not been successfully resolved, the young adults may have trouble developing and maintaining successful relationships with others. Erikson said that we must have a strong sense of self before we can develop successful intimate relationships. Adults who do not develop a positive self-concept in adolescence, they may experience feelings of loneliness and emotional isolation. So here, when an individual balances intimacy and isolation, the psychosocial strength or virtue thus obtained is known as love. And love means the existence of capacity for mutual devotion in order to maintain the mutual relationship. Such love is expressed when a person exhibits the tendency of respect, responsibility, and more towards others. Now the next stage, seventh stage, generativity versus stagnation. When people reach their 40s, they enter the time known as middle adulthood, which extends to the mid 60s. The social task of middle adulthood is generativity versus stagnation. Generativity involves finding your life work, contributing to the development of others through different activities such as volunteering, mentoring, and raising the children. So during this stage, middle-aged adults, they begin contributing to the next generation. They also engage in meaningful and productive work, which contributes positively to society. Those who do not master these tasks, they may experience stagnation and feel as though they are not leaving a mark on the world in a meaningful way. They may have little connection with others and little interest in productivity and self-improvement. The next one is integrity versus despair. It is the last stage of Erikson's psychosocial development, which is a stage of maturity. It includes the age span from 65 years till death. In every culture, it has been referred as old age. Erikson said that people in late adulthood, they reflect on their lives and feel either a sense of satisfaction or a sense of failure. So people who feel proud of their accomplishments, they feel a sense of integrity and they can look back on their lives with few regrets. However, people who are not successful at this stage, they may feel as if their life has been wasted. They focus on what would have, should have, could have been, like this. So they face the end of their lives with feeling of bitterness, depression and despair. In fact, this is a review and closing stage. In some books, the word is used ego integrity. The first, Erikson used the term it as ego integrity and disgust and despair. But after some time, he extended the whole term to integrity versus disgust and despair. He also continued to use the shorter form integrity versus despair. So integrity means feeling at peace with oneself and the world. No regrets. Despair represents the opposite. Feeling of wasted opportunity, regrets, wishing to turn back the clock and have a second chance of life. In the next birth maybe. So as a whole we can say Erikson has considered adolescent very important stage in his theory. Erikson has adopted optimistic attitude in his theory. Failure in one stage will lead to failure in another stage. Erikson has included all the psychosocial events from birth till death in the interpretation of developmental and integration of personality. In this theory, for the interpretation of organization and development of the personality, society and the roles of the person himself have been equally emphasized.